everybody, welcome to the Just Saying podcast number 14, and today we have a returning guest, Miss Lo, aka Beauty Demon. How you doing?
Hello, good. Am I the first returning guest?
Actually, you are the first returning guest.
Oh my god!
Yay!
I'm honored.
Congratulations. No, I wanted to talk about the Creepshow art stuff, and you did such a good video of breaking down, because I couldn't. I couldn't break them down. You saw my notes on the live stream. I was like, I don't care. Why are you doing this? I don't care. So I wanted to bring somebody on. I wanted to bring somebody on and talk about the Creepshow art stuff. And I was like, oh, she did an excellent video. So I'm going to bring Lo back.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh my god. First of all, yeah, dude, I'm right there with you. Like, everybody in the comments are amazing. Like, oh my god, thank you so much for sitting through this. And you guys have no idea, because I didn't just sit through it once. I sat through it 2.5 times. I couldn't finish the third time. I couldn't do it anymore. It was too much. And I think I mentioned this. It's impossible to listen to that video any faster, because I don't know, I just had a few reasons. Like, she sounds weird when you talk too fast, and I didn't want to miss things, and so it was a long day. But I didn't have any other plans except for to eat crumble cookies, so I was like, this is just what we're doing today. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. First and foremost, R.I.P. Betty White. Okay.
That hurts so much.
That did hurt.
I even like teared up a little bit today too. I keep like catching myself, because I love the Golden Girls. I love Betty White. I did actually have a Golden Girls podcast for a little bit, and I mean, they're just my obsession. I could tell you about any episode. Oh, well. There's very few little trivia I don't know about the show, so that was hard.
She was one of the few people that you could literally say she was an actual living legend.
And there isn't a single person on the planet that doesn't like her.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't like Betty White, there's something wrong with you.
Then you don't know who she is. Yeah. And you've never seen anything that she's done.
Right.
Ever.
Right. She was such an awesome lady. She was such and you know, it was
such an icon.
It's and people were saying, you know, she was so close to her birthday, and then somebody said it on Twitter, and I was like, you know what, that makes sense. We're gonna go with that. Yeah, she lived through enough leap years. We're just gonna add those extra days, and to me, she made it to 100. I don't care what anybody says.
In my mind too, like, she lived the whole year. Mm-hmm. She literally lived the whole year of getting to 100. Like, come on, like a 2 weeks.
Absolutely.
Whatever.
Absolutely. I just, that was so heartbreaking. That was so heartbreaking.
I just had to remember to, like, she lived such an amazing life. Mm-hmm. And she loved, well, not every minute of her life. Like, she definitely had her pain when she lost her husband.
Oh, of course, yeah.
But she went out exactly where she wanted to be, in her home, with her animals, working with charities, hanging out with a freaking bear. I can't get over that. Like, yeah. I love that. She, you know, and what's also great is that her mind never went. She was so sharp. That's great.
Was so quick-witted. Oh my! Mm-hmm. There was one thing on Twitter when they were showing the outtakes of the latest show she had done, the Cleveland show, and the outtakes from that. Oh my god, that was so funny.
She's hilarious on that show, actually. I really enjoyed that show.
Oh my god, I didn't get to see that. saw like when it first came on.
Was it on TV Land, I think?
Yeah, see, that's probably why, because I wasn't.
Yeah, Weird Network.
Yeah, but oh man, she was just so quick-witted. It just, nobody did it like Betty White. Nobody did it like Betty White.
She was originally cast as Blanche in the Golden Girls too, which is, like, looking at it, you're like, that's weird, but at the time it would have made more sense. But it's like, no, she was exactly who she needed to be.
Oh, absolutely.
I feel like a lump coming up in my throat right now. I love her so much.
I know. So R.I.P. to Miss Betty White. She was literally a living legend, and we were graced with her presence on this earth. And you know what? She was so epic. She was so epic. 2022 could not handle her. That's what it was.
There you go. That's what it is. I mean, and the fact that we existed in the same timeline as her and got to enjoy her, like,
I mean,
not everybody gets to do that, you know?
I mean, it's amazing. Like, I just turned 46. I can honestly say, since the time I started watching TV, I was able to enjoy her in one way, fashion, or form, in some way or another.
I mean, Mary Tyler Moore, she was also the last living cast member of that show, too.
Yep.
And I totally grew up watching Mary Tyler Moore reruns on Nick at Night. And like all of her older shows. I actually have a DVD of like her show that got canceled because she had a black eye on it.
Yep.
But I haven't actually watched it, so I'm like, oh, I should go and watch that because it was just like a DVD. My mom, and people get you like DVDs for Christmas or whatever, and you're like.
And she was totally ahead of her time too, and
for sure.
And she gave no shits what anybody else thought. She was like, "You don't like it? Get over it."
And Rue McClanahan, who played Blanche, was just like that too. She before she became an actress, she had like. See, now I'm just going into a whole Golden Girls podcast, man. But yeah, they were all amazing women. Mm-hmm. They were all very ahead of their time, and yeah.
Absolutely.
Betty White.
So then, after hearing the news and in the middle of trying to deal with that, then we got the worst, to me personally, the worst YouTube video of 2021 coming in last minute, the Creepshow art video.
So, do you want to know what the dislike to this video is now?
Yeah. Real time. Oh, wait a minute. At January 4th at 8:24 p.m. It is
Eastern Standard Time. 1.5K upvotes and then 40K dislikes.
Oh my god, it's at 40K dislikes?
Yep, it has like 220K views. Like, I'm just gonna round it.
Holy crap.
Oh. I'm not good at saying numbers. But yeah, she's at 40K dislikes.
Wow.
It's intense.
That video, you know what? That video wasn't to redeem herself. It wasn't even to redeem herself. That video was to point at Emily Artful and say, look, she's bad too. That's all it was.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was just like pure character assassination, and the entire video was made to just show us to her, like, look, this is who Emily Artful is. This is the character of this person. Do you think she's a really credible source? And it didn't stick well.
Didn't stick well is
an understatement.
Yes.
Understatement of 2022.
Oh my god, that video. Oh, like, okay. I want to know and or understand, why did you have to bring up the whole crush on a teacher and the cringy things Emily was saying in 7th grade? I mean, come on.
I mean, so I've never personally had a crush on a teacher because I've always felt that's weird, but like I know that's a totally normal thing and a lot of my friends did and stuff like that.
Yeah, I had a crush on a teacher.
Like, teachers are a lot of times not that much older than you when you're like 13, 14 in high school and stuff. But, like, I mean, she did kind of take it a little far, like I said. Like, thank God the internet didn't exist when I was a teenager. I think that all the time. I'm like, Jesus, I'm so glad that social media wasn't, like, prevalent so people couldn't see, like... I had just had a journal that I wrote cringy things in and nobody gets to read it, you know?
Oh, my God. So, I'm glad it didn't exist in my time either, because...
Yeah, so when she brought that up, I was like, oh, my God. This is, first of all, I get really bad secondhand embarrassment, so I was having a really hard time watching that.
I was getting angry.
Yeah, that too. The first time I watched it, I had literally just woken up. Like, I was in bed and looked at my phone, and I turned on notifications for Creepshow. I was like, I need to know when she uploads a video. So I turned it on months ago. So that was the notification I saw. And at first my brain was like not connecting what I was seeing. I was like, who's this creator that made a Creepshow art video about Emily Artful? I'm like trying to figure it out. And I was like, wait, holy shit, what is this? So I had to leave my bedroom immediately because my husband was still asleep because I was like freaking out. Oh my gosh.
So what would you say was the worst part of that video? To me, I'm going to be honest, the whole teacher section was the worst part of I mean, it was all bad to me. It took me, I think a total, okay, so the video was 2.5 hours. It probably took me a total of 5.5 hours to watch because I had to keep walking away because the way she was repeating herself and the way that it was visually, so my ADHD was going into overdrive of not wanting to pay attention.
Because she was jumping around a lot and going back and yeah, that made it really hard to watch too. And I honestly, it's like overall the entire video maybe was my least favorite part, because she tried to establish a timeline But like if you verbally say you're like establishing a timeline, which is essentially what she did, like it made it impossible for you, the viewer, to like really follow because she jumped around all the time
and repeated herself.
Literally, there were instances where she was saying the exact same script and showing the exact same screenshots, and it would be, or like clips of Emily's videos, and it was just, at first I was like, wait, did I like accidentally click something? And I went back to the beginning. Like I had to like actually pause it and double check, and I'm like, no, she's literally saying the exact same, this is the exact same part of the video again.
Yep, and it was putting my ADHD in overdrive. It really was.
Me confused for a minute, and it actually happened to me both times I watched the video, and that's also part of why I didn't watch it the third time, so I was like, this is when she starts to get really repeaty. Most of the video was like that, though. She just kept repeating and reiterating the same points, which was essentially like, look at this shitty stuff that she posted 10, 15, sometimes almost 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so all over the place with years too, so it was kind of hard to keep track of stuff as well, which I think was intentional.
Oh, it was absolutely intentional. The whole thing wasn't to redeem herself. The whole thing was to drag Emily Artful down to her level. But the thing is to me, she couldn't have done that because the amount of deleted videos, and as far back as she went, all she did was establish was, yes, she stalked Emily Artful.
Like, where did all of this deleted stuff come from?
Well, I got a comment on one of my video. I got a comment on my live stream about it. No, it was on Twitter, and I don't know where it was on Twitter. Someone said that on, they said it, I believe it was on Twitter, that some of those deleted videos were actually archived back in 2015.
Oh my God.
Yes.
What?
They were archived back then.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's really hard to find. Like, I have found deleted videos. I've found deleted videos by Shannon. I've found deleted videos by Chesapeake, but it's not easy. It takes me like hours and hours. And the weird thing is I never like do anything with them. I just want to see if I can locate them just in case. I don't know. But it's not easy to find that stuff.
Mm-hmm. And that she went so far back at a virtual diary, I think that's what it's called or something, back to 2005. All she did was establish that, yeah, you stalked her.
I mean, 13-year, my journal from when I was 13 is cringy as fuck too. Like, it's just not on the internet.
Yeah, and that's, I don't know, man. That whole thing was just, it was a sad attempt at a character assassination. It really was. And I'm like, oh my God, chick, what were you thinking? There were so many segments, like, I don't care what she said in 2005.
The bathtub anime review situation was extremely drawn out in this video. Like, the amount of clips that she played for it from all the other creators. I think it was the part 4 Emily Sugarfruit part from her old channel. And what was like so interesting is, you know, the links in her descriptions were self-typed, so they all look like they're like deleted or privated, except for one, actually, because it's just such a short video link that it wouldn't require any like extra space, like the periods or whatever. I don't know what you call that in a link. There's gotta be a name for it. But if you go in through the Google Doc, which is also hard as hell to open too, because that link didn't work. It was like she tried to make you work for everything.
Well,
that she already provided for you. To like, because she thinks we're lazy or something. I don't know.
That whole bathtub anime thing, like, girl, do you honestly believe I give a shit what a bunch of anime bros say about a girl in a bathtub reviewing an anime? That is no different than the hot tub chicks on Twitter, on Twitch. It's like, like, are you serious? Like, what was that supposed to do? I don't understand.
I mean, I think that part was supposed to set up that the harassment that Emily had received was from that and not from Shannon and Anthony. But then why did you make like this huge 30-minute segment about it? It is one of the longest segments of her video.
Yeah, I don't get it. I really don't.
You could have just showed like screenshots of thumbnails, you know? it would have gotten the same point across, and it would have condensed your video so much more. But she wanted to play those clips to really like dig into Emily so people could really, I'm saying this with finger quotes, really see who she was. Which is just like a girl that did anime review in a bathtub. And I'm wondering, because like obviously I've never seen the video, if she's like actually naked in it. Because if she is, I think that's silly, because apparently she was reviewing an anime called One Piece, and I was like, well, I wonder if she was wearing a one piece during it, because that would make sense to me.
Oh my god, I'm done.
I know, I'm so stupid. But that was like what popped into my head.
And then the length she went to prove that she wasn't homeless. Like, her dad's wall, her bedroom in her dad's house is pink.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, what? What? Are you serious?
Like clicking around and stuff, and you can see by this video or this picture, because she took it on this date, it was at her dad's house, so she clearly wasn't homeless. It's like, well, she could have just went and visited her dad. Like, I actually have known people who are homeless and they still go and visit their family, you know, and they still have a cell phone that they can post on social media from.
Yeah,
like that's a thing.
Girl, it was bad. It was bad. What about that description though, what she said about Repzion and Ashley Lily?
Well, what's funny first is when I just quickly read it, I read Repzion as Repzilla just in my head. So I thought that's who that was directed to, but when I went to film the video and I actually read the description verbally, like out loud, and I said Repzion, and then I just like stopped and I was like, wait a minute, what? Oh my god.
Yeah, a lot of people get them mixed up. Get them mixed up.
Because I just saw the word rep and moved on, because I forgot Repzion had weighed in on it, because I don't watch him like at all. Like, I really just don't. He's not my cup of tea. I'm not a fan. Mostly because of how he acts on Twitter.
Yeah.
So,
but notice,
so really...
if you notice, she didn't call the ones out that she talked shit about on Locale.
Well, Ready to Glare would be the only real person that I would be like, okay, like, you met in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you guys were real friends, and you sent her flowers, like, I can't recall now, but it was like a day before
it was
all
like,
of this stuff.
Yeah, it was like, I think it was like 2 or 3 days before, but it was like
it was just
right
like a couple
before.
days before.
Yep.
It was just like a random thing. It wasn't like it was her birthday or any, like, her and her husband's anniversary, and she's sending her, like, flowers, which is nice, but even kind of would be weird, you know? So the fact that there's nothing about this, she completely glosses over the entire reason she's making this video in the first place is because she got exposed. Doesn't even talk about it.
Exactly. And she didn't say anything to Edwin at all in there. And she tried to say that Ashley doxed her. Ashley didn't dox her.
No.
Ashley Lily did not dox her.
You know what I didn't like about that teacher situation was she basically doxed that teacher.
Yes.
By actually posting the photos of him and posting his name. She didn't have to do that.
No, she didn't. And
it has nothing to do with this.
And
that's nothing to do with this.
And that's why I didn't feel comfortable playing that part. That's why I did not play part 14. I refused to play that part because what did he didn't do anything to anybody.
He has nothing to do with this. And now, like, what? Like, this guy could be getting, who knows what's happening to this guy right now. Like, I hope nothing. But that's absolutely ridiculous. Like, I mean, he could have, even though it showed that he stopped it and everything, but you never know. It could have a consequence for him. Online.
Yes, it could have a consequence of some sort for that poor man.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I didn't feel comfortable playing it, because I'm like, I'm not showing this poor man, has nothing to do with any of this shit. Emily Artful was in 7th grade. No, I'm not showing this part, because I felt bad for him.
He already didn't like that she was posting photos of him, and then Shannon fucking blasts it into a video that has over 200,000 views right now.
Yep, exactly. Oh my god, it was so cringe.
So, I mean, it was like beyond cringe. Like, that was just like really vile behavior.
Honestly, I would have respected.
The whole thing was.
I would have respected more if she just would have went mask off and just laid into everyone who made a video on her. And I mean, like, as in her friends, not everybody, or she'd be there for 6 hours. But I mean, everybody who was her friend, especially Camellia, whatever her name is, everybody who was air quotes her friend, if she would have just blasted each and every one of them, I would have had more respect for her.
She leaked a lot of DMs that creator did. What, Camilla, is that her name?
Yeah, she leaked Creepshow side of the DM. She didn't leak her side of her voice notes.
Yeah, she skipped over a lot of that.
Yeah, I still think that was a sussy move. I do. I still think that was a sussy move. When all she did was all she showed was what Creepshow said on voice notes, and I'm like, what did you say? Well, why is this cut here? Like, why is it going from this time to that time? On this part,
yep.
Yeah, like what happened to the rest of the conversation? Nah, that was sussy. That was her wanting to be relevant, in my personal opinion, in which I stated when I went over it, because I did not like that at all. But yeah, man, that video, oh my god, that video was so bad. And I wanted to, I initially thought that I was going to play the whole thing on a live stream. And yeah, it's 2.5 hours. We can do it at 1.25 speed, but I couldn't, there's no way I could have sat through that whole video a second time.
Yeah, it was difficult and it was draining. And I did have to take breaks a second time too. But I had Crumble Cookie to keep me company.
So overall, what would you say about this Creepshow art video? Like, what is your overall synopsis about it?
It was way too long for the point that she wanted to get it. Honestly, I don't even think it should have really been made in the first place.
Do you think it did her any favors whatsoever?
No, I mean, when you start off the video with a statement saying one of two things has happened, and that's why this video is up, and neither one of those things has happened, you're not off to a good start in it, you know? She said, like, either the reason this video is up is because legal action has been taken, and, like, a retraction has happened, which would mean that, like, Emily would have removed the videos. Those are still up.
Mm-hmm.
Or that they've gone to court and they're done with their proceedings, and that hasn't happened either. So I was like, so wait, what am I watching this video for in the first place?
Like, why are we here? Why am I watching this? Why did you have to do this on New Year's Eve?
I have like a thought about that.
Yeah.
I think because Cecil McFly on Twitter said this script got leaked to her 2 to 3 months ago. This video has been at least written out and planned out. All the screenshots have been put together for at least 2 to 3 months.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
How did Cecil get a hold of the script?
I mean, all she said was, all right, I need to see how trustworthy I am. Somebody leaked me Creepshow art script 2 to 3 months ago, and I kept it on the DL just because I don't like leaking things publicly or being involved in drama, which I get because Cecil just likes to talk about it, except for when it comes to provoking Nicholas Diorio. And then she says, you may all trust me with your secrets now. So if this video was done like 2 to 3 months ago, it begs the question, why wasn't it released then if none of the like legal stipulations were met, and you still did it anyway? I think it's because November and December are huge AdSense months, and Creepshow didn't want anyone who would be commentating on it to get in on that AdSense money.
Well, then she's dumb, because does she know how many videos came up before midnight that night?
Oh, right.
How many live streams went on that night?
Oh, yeah, people just hopped right on. I mean, the whole live stream community is like, well, I'm just gonna hop on and do it right now.
I was the one dumbass. Right, yeah, Harley was like, he was on it. I was the one dumbass that waited the next day, but I was like, I gotta watch this video first. I'm not just gonna watch it just in case.
Well, it's a good thing, you know, with the whole teacher thing and stuff.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be honest with you. If I hadn't watched it before and I was watching it on a live stream, I would have felt like shit even showing that. Personally.
Yeah.
I really would have. I would have felt like shit even showing that.
I don't know why. That did really rub me the wrong way, like, obviously. And some of the, like the Snapchat argument and stuff, like, that was hard enough for me to follow when Emily was describing it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't use Snapchat, so I don't know, I think that's, like, a huge dissonance right there. Like, my niece just made me sign up for it. She's 11, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. So when she tried to disprove, I was like, I don't know what anybody's talking about here. So I just kind of glossed over it a little bit because I was like, I understand it. But yeah, to like not address any of her quote friends at all, except for just a couple back. Well, I mean, she addressed Tipster.
You know, and I thought that was.
I screamed. I could not believe that end part right there. I was like, okay, we're ending on a high note. I see. Way to go. Good job.
I honestly, I do not get why Tipster, because Tipster was not the harshest one on her.
Not at all. I feel like out of a large majority of people, he allowed her the most grace.
He really did. He really did. I cannot believe she did that. I was like, when I started hearing that part, I was like, oh, girl. Did you?
Yeah, I gasped too. I was watching with like AirPods in by that point, and I just get like screamed so loud on the couch next to my husband, who's like, "What are you watching again?"
It was literally one of those moments that I'm listening wide-eyed with my mouth, like with my hand over my mouth, going, "No, girl, no, you didn't. No, you didn't."
Hearing this?
But you know what? She was such a fucking phony. I don't care what anybody says. She was such a phony, and she would love bomb people all over the place. She was one of the biggest phonies out there.
Well, I mean, she built her entire platform off of being like a social justice warrior kind of quote thing, you know? Which I know some people use it as a slur, but like whatever. But that was everything she went against on the forums, and that's totally not what this video was either.
Yeah.
And to not like apologize to discussing somebody who she said publicly was a real friend, like Edwin, like their sexuality,
yeah,
like, you know, and all of the stuff that she said, especially because Ready to Glare went through a very similar situation with lolcow, with somebody talking about her and doing all this crazy fake shit on there, involving her, you know, with that like person from, I can't remember what year it was, that person like that lived in Japan.
I mean, at the very least she could have, because listen, obviously she did the lolcow shit, because it's funny that the people she didn't mention were the people she talked shit about on lolcow. She could have at the very least apologized to them.
Yeah.
And of all people, Ready to Glare, that was her real life friend. They met each other in real life. She sent flowers to Ready to Glare like a couple of days before it dropped. Come on, dude. Oh my God, she's such a douchebag. Oh my God. Pissed me off. That whole video pissed me off. I was like, what is this shit we are watching? But apparently Emily Artful's coming out with a new video about
That's what she said, yeah.
Yeah.
She wants to clarify some things. She had a Twitter thread, too, because one thing that she was also really, I guess like concerned is the best way to say it, was something else that Creepshow had highlighted in her video, which was like a story time that Emily made about a toxic ex-girlfriend of hers who was 13 when she was 17. Yes. And she was like, yeah, okay, here's the truth. I was the 13-year-old in that situation. And, you know, a lot of people do that. They'll tell you these crazy stories that somebody else did, but it's really them.
Yeah.
I feel like that actually happens a lot. I mean, it's even like a meme, like asking for a friend.
Well,
you know?
Okay, so a lot of people were questioning that, and I got where they initially questioned that, but here's my thing. I'm not going to question someone on how they deal with their trauma, because different people, it's almost like mourning. People mourn, each person mourns differently. Some people get angry, some people get really mad, some people, they look at it as, we're going to celebrate and we're going to just have a party based off of their life. You know, people mourn differently. Same thing with trauma. People deal with their trauma differently, and I'm not going to sit here, I cannot consciously sit here and question how somebody deals with trauma in their life.
Yeah.
I don't feel comfortable doing that. And apparently she's gonna cover that too, because I went over that thread. So I don't know. It's Creepshow threw a lot of shitty shit in that video. You know, and Emily did say that her video, she says, I'm going to keep it at like 20 minutes. It's not going to be 2.5 hours long.
I didn't
and I was like,
see that. That's amazing.
No, she said that. She said,
I'm so relieved.
Yeah, it was in her, it was in one of her threads that I have bookmarked. I'm looking for it. And of course, when I'm trying to look for it, I can't find it.
I know. Don't you hate that? What is that about?
Yeah, I wish we had folders and not bookmarks, but I refuse to pay for Twitter Blue. But,
oh, is that what's in that?
Yeah. But, But yeah, she said something about it's not going to be longer than 20, maybe 30 minutes. It's not going to be a long video. It's not going to be like how the first video was.
Well, I mean, she doesn't really have, like, she already laid it all out before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
she's responding to things, and that's the thing is Shannon wasn't responding to anything in this.
Exactly.
She was just exposing.
And Emily Artful, Emily Artful already had told you that she's like, look, I was a shit person. I said some shitty things that I do not stand by to this day. She already told you she said and did shitty things. So what are you exposing? What, those specific things? I mean, what are you exposing? Because she's already said she did all those.
Yeah, and to also, like, say that you know when somebody started using drugs and when they stopped using drugs, like, you were there giving, like, putting the drugs in their body. Like, you have no idea.
And the sad thing is sobriety dates often tend to change for people because, I mean, you know, when people are trying to go through sobriety, I mean, they do have slip-ups. They do,
Addiction's a hell of a disease.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
it holds you tight.
Oh, my God. Oh. I wanted to crawl through my computer screen and get it Creepshow with that video. I really did. But you know what? Honestly, the one thing I do appreciate about that Creepshow video, honey, you finally showed what kind of person you really are with that video.
Yeah. Because
that fake shit that you used to run around with, so many people had that shit already clocked, but you couldn't say it because her, and I'm talking about not her fans, okay? So let's not take this personal. Not her fans, but her stans, the diehard Creepshow art stans. Oh, God forbid you say one bad thing about Creepshow on Twitter and you were getting dogpiled on. Because they were bad.
Having these weird, like, pop-ups of, like, fake Shannons was also weird. And the fact that, like, some people would interact with them, like Emily Artful interacting with them, and at first I was like, does she know this person isn't really Shannon?
Oh, that one little infamous one quote tweeted me one time, and I was like, oh, hi, how are you? I'm like, I know you're not Shannon, dude. I know you're not Shannon. You haven't said my dude, like, at all, so you're not Shannon. I'm just saying, you're not even typing like her.
Did she in this video at all? I didn't hear it.
You know what? Honestly, I felt like it was. I feel like it was the same thing over and over and over again. I don't even know if she said it in this video.
She said it she just repeated herself so much in this video, and that's why I also glossed over a lot of stuff that she did talk about with Emily, because I was like, I literally cannot sit down and talk about every little screenshot that she repeatedly throws up on the screen. I just don't know why this video was this long. Well, I do. It's because it came out of rage.
Yes. Oh, she was mad. Oh, she was absolutely angry about this video. She was angry. I feel like when she sat down to record this video, she probably was thinking in her head, I can't believe I have to fucking do this.
Yeah, for sure.
Because she sounded so resentful the whole time.
Well, even in the end, she was like telling people who were her supporters, who I don't even think it was them saying like, we don't care if you stalked Emily. I think it was them kind of saying like, we don't believe that story, which
like we support you. We support you.
She basically told him to fuck off. She was like, don't message me anymore. That's weird.
Well, see, and I'm like, and you know what? And what pisses me off about that is you got pissed off at your friends for not sticking up for you, even though you told them not to. Thank you. Even though you told them not to, but then your fans or your viewers, however you want to call them, and they want to support you, and you tell them to fuck off. You know what? You don't deserve support. Then you absolutely 100% don't deserve any kind of support. And God bless it, you finally showed your final form, and that was that video. She showed her
she'll come back
form.
Again?
I think she is, but I don't think she's going to be on that channel. No.
Yeah.
Because she specifically said, this video, this channel.
What's interesting is, even before, except just, like, pulled up her social blade real quick, before she even posted that video, she still got, like, consistently, like, between 3,000 and 4,000 views a day.
Yeah, so she didn't have to. So everybody's like, "Oh, well, she had to do that within 6 months to stay in the partner program."
They were still paying her because she was still. Yeah, people were still watching her videos.
She was still getting paid. She was still getting the watch time hours.
She was losing subscribers. Pretty quickly still though, but
she was still getting the watch time hours. She did not have to put that video out on the 31st to save her channel. No, it wasn't about saving her channel. It was about an F you to everybody who was going to make a video about it and not get that good revenue. That's what that was about.
So you know how when you go on Social Blade and it has like rankings and it has like little stats?
Yeah.
And then it'll have like what the ranking is in the genre.
Uh-huh.
Whatever genre you are. Her genre is comedy.
Oh my God, it is comedy.
What?
Wait, how is her? She's 1,115th in comedy. Comedy?
I'm not. How do they figure out how do they do this? But yeah, you see, she consistently is getting views regularly. So, and there is
every day too. Every day too.
A like a loose rule for YouTube monetization if you don't post in 6 months, but that's like if you don't post and your channel's not getting any views.
Right.
Like she's consistently getting views to her channel.
Yeah, like 4,000, 3,000, 3,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. Yeah, and that was every single day. So yeah, she was still getting paid by YouTube. Not much, but she was still getting paid.
No, I mean, Social Blade, I think, at least from my perspective, Social Blade's estimated earnings are kind of on the low end. So, I mean, she wasn't making the, didn't she say that she made over 100K sometimes a month? Like, that's nowhere near where it's projecting she's at now, and she's probably still not there at all.
Yeah.
But I don't know why that is
well, that video was a joke. Ha ha! Ba-ba-bam!
But
oh man, Creepshow. Lord have mercy. I'm interested to see what Emily Artful's going to say in her video about it, though. I was going to do an update, but I'm like, you know what? I'm going to wait for a video, and then we'll just do the Twitter update, and then we'll watch the video.
She did also say that her husband's friend is going to be making a video.
Who?
Because I don't remember what his name was, like Bryce or something.
He already did.
Did he make his video? I didn't know who to look for.
Oh, that video been out, girl.
What?
And it's an experience. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, a good one? Probably not.
But Creepshow. Honestly, I mean, I don't like to see people deplatformed. I really don't. But this
kind of did it to herself.
Oh, she absolutely did it to herself. She absolutely did this to herself. And I just think she's just a shitty person. I'm sorry. You can't even, you go through the task of not saying shit for 6 months and you couldn't even apologize. Listen, you didn't even mention the lolcow shit. You couldn't even apologize to the people that you talk shit about that were supposedly your friends.
Oh, well, she can't apologize for that. I don't think she's really the kind of person that can apologize.
Oh, and that whole Amy part. So now all of a sudden...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I forgot about the Amy part. The whole Amy part. Now all of a sudden she's real? I thought she was fake, girl. What?
Yeah, and she said in her community post, because I had forgotten she said this in her community post, that Amy was a false name that she made for this person.
Mm-hmm.
But then in her video where she talks about Amy... I didn't rewatch the video because I didn't like this video because I did not care to. I just read the transcript because I can read her much faster than I can listen to her talk. She never once in this video says that is a fake name for Amy. In fact, at the end of the video, she says, please do not, try and find this person or anything. And how would they even know where to begin to look for this person?
Exactly.
Unless that person's... it was so weird. And then all of a sudden to say, well, her name wasn't Amy, but then I have emails where she's signing her name as Amy.
Yeah, I showed it on my live stream. I was like, because Fringy, I was talking to Fringy before I watched it, and I jumped in the voice call with her going, I'm biting my time because I heard this video is awful, and I don't know if I want to listen to it, but I have to listen to it because I want to talk about it tonight. And she goes, wait till you get to the Amy part. And I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes, remember how Creepshow said she made up that name? And I was like, yeah. She goes, well, that's funny how the girl signed the emails Amy. I was like, what? She goes, you'll see it. Just get to that part. You'll see it. And I was like, when I saw it, I was like, no, she was lying. That's why. Creepshow just showed again that she's a liar. Listen.
People forget their lies.
Well, and just like I said in the live stream, honey, you either lied to everybody 6 months ago about Amy or you're lying now. Which one is it? Because either way, you're a liar. Either way, period, point blank, period, you are a liar.
Oh, Shannon. Shannon.
I'm telling you, dude, she's, and I'm telling you, this video was worse. I thought Repzilla's video was bad, but this one was much worse. This one was much worse.
I don't even remember Repzilla's video now.
Yeah. I this one was so much worse.
All across the board, this was just not a good move. And if she is still planning on taking some sort of legal action, if I was her attorney, I would be like, you need to remove this video immediately. What the hell were you thinking? I wish you had said something to me before you decided to post this.
Yeah, see, I don't understand how her lawyer would be okay with her dropping that video.
The lawyer would not be okay with it. I mean, in the end, the lawyer cannot make the decision for you, but lawyers don't like it when you make their job more difficult.
Yeah, because if you're going back to post back when I was in 7th grade, we have a stalking issue here. I'm just saying.
How would you, and I just thought of this too. Not only would you, like, how would you find this? Like, how would you even really know where to look? Like, I guess I can kind of see in a sense, like, okay, well, Emily's an artful person. She's an artsy person. So she would probably go on DeviantArt and stuff. Yeah, but I wouldn't be like, okay, I'm gonna look through every social media that's ever existed in the entire world to try and find one thing, you know?
But tell me why Creepshow, like a dummy, puts in there her joke about being like Neve from Catfish, that she's so good, and it was a joke. Well, honey, in your video, you're showing that it's not really a joke. You're pretty good at it.
This is a joke. We're all laughing, but not.
Oh my God.
Not exactly. The joke is kind of different for us.
Well, it's just like, ma'am, why did you even? Do you know that made you look worse? Do you know how much more worse you looked by putting that in your video? Because quite honestly, you just proved you can be like Neve from Catfish, and you would make a great internet stalker, because you literally just showed how you stalked Emily Artful. Oh my God. When I saw that, I was like, did she really just put that in here? Are you serious? And you want to be so snide about it, going, it was a joke. Well, obviously it's not. Have you seen your own video?
You've been recording this now, what, for 2 hours? Have you been present the entire time? Is this like a...
Did you read your own disconnect? Exactly. Like, what were you thinking? Oh my God.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think she was thinking. I think this was just like a blind rage at this point, because Emily said, no, we're not going to remove this video. So she's like, fine, then I'm just going to post this. And, oh, gosh.
So that means she's had this thing. Well, if that's the case, okay, so we're going to put our tinfoil hats on. If that's the case, that means that she's had this actually recorded then.
I think she probably did have it recorded a few months ago. Not just the script being leaked. Because, I mean, I feel like you don't have a full script done and you wait to record the video for months and months.
Yeah,
you know?
That's true.
So she's been sitting on this video. It's probably been, like, sitting privated or unlisted on her channel for God knows how long.
And I
wouldn't be surprised if Gabby Hanna has seen this, to be honest with you. Since they like to share videos back and forth.
Well, that's true. She probably showed it to Gabby first. No, I'm just kidding. Joke. That was a joke. But no. And I just want to say, I partially listened to it on my cell phone, and I just want to say the amount of fucking ads you had on that video, ma'am.
Oh, right.
Because I don't have an ad blocker on my cell phone. Okay, so the many times that I had to hit skip ads, I was getting pissed.
See, I pay for premium, so I never see ads because I do watch YouTube a lot on my TV as well, and no ad blockers there.
Right.
So when people mentioned that, I was like, oh, holy shit. That's always something that I miss about videos. I never see where, excuse me, I'm sorry, I just burped. I never see where ads are or how many ads there are or anything like that. Like, I never know about anybody else's ad placement. I don't even know what the hell I'm doing with ads in general on my channel. I just let YouTube do it.
Well, that made it worse for me because then I was like, okay, I'm not going through all these ads. So I had to sit my ass back down at my desk to watch it on my computer. And I tried... Every time I stop being focused,
you're sitting there watching a 2.5-hour video in a computer chair, not talking to anybody,
and it's boring. Most, like 50% of it is just a gray screen, and it's like, oh my god, it was overloading my ADHD like crazy. I couldn't deal. I had to take breaks. There were some
moments, but just the gray screen. I was like, is there like a glitch in this video or what? Like,
I don't know.
She'll cram like a bajillion screenshots into one, and then there will be like nothing, which kind of threw me back a little bit to the video that like officially made me, because I was subscribed to Creepshow for a while. I feel like a lot of people were. And then,
I was at one time. I was.
Yeah, and then like something about her content made you be like, I don't want to watch this anymore, so you unsubscribed. For me, like, I would randomly listen to videos, but over time it just became less and less because, like, her attitude and, like, the whole, like, love bombing, like, it felt really fakey.
Yeah.
But what really, like, stopped it for me was her Hopeless Peaches video, because she had no receipts, but she also had no artwork on the screen. It was just a Yule-time burning log. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, see,
I don't want to watch this.
I skipped that whole thing. I didn't know nothing about that. I skipped that whole thing.
I barely knew anything about it. And the only reason is because she made that video, and I mean, I listened to it, but the entire time I was like, this is annoying. This is the laziest shit I've ever seen. She doesn't have anything to put in this video visually, so she ripped off a Netflix fireplace.
Apparently she didn't have anything visually to put in this last video either, so...
She didn't have screenshots for the Hopeless Peaches video. There was nothing. Conveniently, everything was gone because... her Instagram was... I don't remember what the excuse was. Either she deleted everything like she did with the Amy situation, or she deleted whatever social media, or it was hacked. I don't remember. I didn't pay too much attention to that either because I thought it was weird, the whole situation.
Well, overall, my thoughts about that video, congratulations, Creepshow Art. Very last minute entry, you had the worst video of 2021. That was the worst video of 2021. Congratulations.
Made it just in the nick of time.
Made it just in the nick of time. I'm glad we didn't start out 2022 with that video.
Yeah, you know what? Me too. Honestly, I feel like that was probably for the best. Because last year we started the year off with the mini lad apology, like literally like the first thing, and I was like, okay, at least it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, this video didn't do what she thought it would do. Or maybe she knew that she would look bad in the end, and that's why she said right away she wasn't going to be interacting with the video or anything like that.
Maybe it was her way to basically hang herself and know that she's done.
Yeah.
Maybe. That might be it. And FYI, I just want to add in there, I told y'all she wasn't Odessa. I'm just saying, I told y'all she wasn't Odessa. I knew she wasn't Odessa.
Yeah. That was so much.
Oh my god, that whole time period when everybody was an internet sleuth and they were going around like figuring out who was Creepshow, and if you don't show your face, you must be Creepshow. Oh my god, it was ridiculous. I hated that time period. Anyway, thank you for coming out, Lo. I appreciate it. Because I wanted to talk about this. I saw your video and I said, oh yes, let me get my girl on. I know I can have a conversation about this Creepshow stuff with her. Most definitely.
It was a wild ass ride.
Yes, and I will be linking your video in the description. And you know how it goes to members first for a week, but you know, when it's out, your video will also be linked down below. But anyway, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. And say goodbye to everybody, ma'am.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for having me. This was awesome.
Oh, absolutely. And we will see y'all on the next live stream. Bye. Bye.